Four types of insomnia and four herbal solutions. That's what we're going to go over in this video today. Now, is there only four types of insomnia? No, there's many types, right? And people will argue this and that, but I'm specifically talking about four types, four common types that they have found 3,000 years ago treating trillions of patients, okay? If that's not enough research for you, I don't know what is, right? So let's dive in. What are the four types of insomnia and what are the four herbal solutions that we use actually at Achieve Integrative Health, that the solutions that we use for our patients at Achieve Integrative Health? So, are there also many types of insomnia causes from a traditional Chinese medicine perspective? Absolutely. But I'm going to go over the four common ones because these are also the four common herbal solutions that you see and hear about online, whether you've seen a practitioner or not. So, what are the four types? Number one, it's emotional. Number two is hormonal. Number three is metabolic. And number four is psychiatric. Okay. These terminologies are, I made these up. These are I classify them in these four categories, right? Are you going to find this in a book? No, you're not, because this is from personal experience in our clinic treating real patients today. Okay, not 20 years ago, today. So emotional insomnia is what I call, I like to say, what's wrong with me? You know, the people that walk around, they're like, what's wrong with me? What's wrong with me? Right? They have these emotional ups and downs, right? Can't that cause insomnia? Absolutely, right? Have you ever noticed people who are super emotional, they have problems sleeping. They have problem getting a good night's sleep, a good quality sleep, right? That's when they're walking around. It's like, what's wrong with me? And they'll talk to their friends, what's wrong with me, right? Number two, hormonal. Hormonal is like sex hormones, right? Sex hormone. Can other hormones like thyroid hormones and other types of hormones affect insomnia? Absolutely. I'm talking more here about sex hormones, right? And these are the people that you're going to hear. They're like, are you hot? Are you hot or are you cold? Are you hot? Do you feel hot? Right? Those are the temperature differences, right? So sex hormones. Now you may think that it's only females that get this, right? I get a lot of criticism from some of my videos when I talk about hot flashes, especially the reels that I do that are about hot flashes. I get some women that say, "Oh, a man talking about hot flashes." Newsflash, men can get hot flashes as well. Men can be hormonal as well. Who, right? I'm probably sure you know of a man who is like, "Are you hot? Are you hot? Are you hot? And what's wrong with me?" Right? You probably know other men can get hot flashes. Kids can get hot flashes. This hot flashes, hormonal insomnia, is not specific to perimenopause women. Anybody can get any of these four types of insomnia. Okay. Number three, metabolic. These are the people that you're like, man, are you hungry? Are you hungry? Right? Or I've got the munchies, right? This is the are you hungry? Insomnia, or I call the metabolic insomnia. Okay. Psychiatric. These are the ones that people are like, man, am I going crazy or what? Right? Am I going crazy? You think I'm crazy? Those are the people, right? Psychiatric. This is what I call psychiatric insomnia. Again, these categories you're not going to find in a textbook. I created these categories. These are based on the observations of treating thousands of patients in our clinic, and our team continues to treat thousands of patients. And we've noticed these four main categories, right? So let's dive in to, so these are the four types of insomnia. Let's go directly. Let's say you probably, as I was explaining all of this, you're like, oh, that's me, right? Well, let's go to the solutions. How do we solve this, right? You ready? Now, before I go over the solutions that we've used in our clinic, I do need to give you a disclaimer. Otherwise, YouTube and Google is going to censor and close out my channel. I am not a physician, and I am not telling you what to do with your medications for insomnia or whatever, antidepressants, any of those things. You need to talk with your family doctor for those. And these herbal solutions, these are solutions that we have used on patients that we have examined, okay? I am not telling you to use these and self-diagnose yourself and self-treat yourself. That is not what I'm telling you. What I recommend is watch through this video, understand what type of insomnia you have, and talk with your healthcare practitioner that most likely is a Chinese medicine herbalist or an acupuncturist. Okay. So I just want to make it clear. This is what we have done with our patients that we have actually examined. This is not a way for you to self-diagnose. So number one is emotional insomnia. Okay. So insomnia, what is the main organ system that is dysfunctioning? For someone who has an emotional insomnia, their liver organ system. Now, when I talk about system, I'm not just talking about the physical organ, because one of the things that people, patients have asked is, oh, is there something wrong with my liver? Well, there could be, right? But your liver organ system is not just your liver. It includes a network of blood vessels, it includes of lymphatic vessels, nerves that are all connected to your liver, but they spread throughout your body. For example, the liver connects to the eyes, so it also includes the eyes, right? So this is an organ system, not in your physical organ, okay? And this is according to traditional Chinese medicine. It's not according to Western medicine, because Western medicine actually is still far behind Chinese medicine, okay, in regards to finding out how our body actually heals itself. So, emotional insomnia, the main organ that is dysfunctioning is the liver. What is the formula that we typically prescribe in our clinic at Achieve Integrative Health? It is in Chinese name, it's called 家胃逍遥散. In English, it's called augmented rambling powder, right? Augmented rambling powder. I didn't create this this interpretation. Someone else did, right? But I thought it's pretty funny. Okay. I mean the name, rambling powder, right? So for emotional insomnia, this is what we prescribe. Now, what are the pharmacological effects, right? I'm not going to go over Chinese medicine because most of you who are watching have not gone through the 4 years of foundational Chinese medicine theory. So you probably won't understand any of the Chinese medicine terms. So I'm going to speak in Western medicine because that's also my background is biochemistry, right? So I'm going to speak in a biochemical, but layman's terms. I'm going to keep it so you can understand it, right? Because if we go into Western medicine, go very deep. So pharmacological effects. What you should know about this formula, augmented rambling powder? Well, it has some neuropsychological benefits. It can act to decrease anxiety, antidepressant. It can sedate you, and it enhances your sleep. It also, so that's how it helps your sleep. Okay, it's anti-anxiety, antidepressant. It's a sedative, acts like a sedative, and it can enhance your sleep. Now, there's other side benefits of herbs, of formulas. That's the beauty of Chinese herbs. Chinese herbs, they do have side effects, very minimal if it's prescribed correctly by a trained practitioner in Chinese medicine. But unlike medication, there's a few side a few side benefits, but more side effects. Chinese medicine is the opposite. Very few side effects, more side benefits. Okay. So the same formula, augmented rambling powder, can help with your glucose and lipid metabolism. Okay. It can help improve your insulin resistance, reduce your, too much fat, cholesterol by modulating AMPK and inflammatory pathways. AMPK, what is it? It is AMP activated protein kinase. But what does that actually mean? That AMPK is a metabolic master switch. So it's like a switch. You turn the light and you turn it on and off. You turn it on, the light bulb comes on, right? So you turn this switch on, this AMPK, you turn it on, your body creates more energy. You turn it off, your body stores energy. Okay. So it's like the master switch. It also has this augmented rambling powder has a liver and metabolic effect. It actually helps hepatoprotective, means it protects your liver against injury from toxins, alcohol, and hepatitis. It also helps regulate your liver enzymes. So if you have high liver enzymes and you have insomnia, this formula can help you lower it. It improves oxidative stress markers. It's also anti-inflammatory and immune modulating. So it downregulates pro-inflammatory mediators. What does that mean? These are proteins that cause inflammation. So it decreases their function, decreases their activity. And it also upregulates. So it decreases things in our body that cause inflammation, and it increases things that in our body that decrease inflammation. That's what it means. Immune balance, it shifts the Th1 and Th2 balance, regulates macrophage activity in autoimmune or chronic inflammatory states. Th1 and Th2 are, what are they? What does that mean, right? How is this immune for those? So very simple. Th1 and Th2 are two major subtypes of a helper cell. So helper cell are like our military force, right, in our body, our troops. It's called CD4 T helper cells, and they are a type of white blood cell that play a central role in our immune system. So Th1 basically mounts a cell-mediated device. So when our bodies identify viruses and bacteria, this Th1 activates. Okay. Th2 mounts antibody and allergy defense. So when you have parasites or allergens like pollen, stuff like that, that activates Th2. So this augmented rambling powder helps you balance your immune system so that, for example, if you have allergies, right? So this formula is not a common formula used for allergies. However, it could be, right? Women's health support, it helps regulate reproductive hormones, alleviates PMS, menopausal symptoms, and it modulates estrogen and progesterone levels. So it can help balance hormones and PMS. That's why I call this emotional insomnia, right? Women with PMS sometimes have the side effect of being emotional. Men can be emotional too, okay? Okay. Gut-brain regulation. It improves functional dyspepsia, so digestion problems. It helps regulate your gut motility and your gut-brain axis, possibly through microbiome modulation and serotonin pathways in the gut. So it helps. You know, when you get emotional, you feel your stomach is bloated or gassy and all that stuff. This formula, augmented rambling powder, can help. Okay, so that's insomnia number one. Insomnia number two is hormonal insomnia. And this organ dysfunction, the main organ dysfunction is the adrenals. Okay, the name of the formula that we give, the herb formula, is called 天王补心丹. What is that in English? Heavenly Emperor Heart Supplement Pill. How cool is that? Heavenly Emperor Heart supplement pill. Okay. So what does it do? Well, it affects, so this is hormonal, right? It affects your central nervous system, first of all. So it has a sedative and hypnotic effect, which improves your sleep onset and quality. It regulates your neurotransmitters like serotonin, dopamine, GABA, and increases melatonin receptor expression. So in common, you know, with the functional medicine and chiropractors and nutritionists, they like to use supplements that encourage, dopamine or GABA, or they may give you GABA, right? And we do too in our clinic, you know, not very often, but we do also, right? Or they give you melatonin. What this formula does that's different, right? It helps your body regulate those neurotransmitters, whether it is to produce it or to make your receptors more sensitive. Okay. So it is actually helping your body regain its function. When you take supplements that have GABA in it, right, or L-DOPA, right, that have dopamine, you are not retraining your body to do it by itself, to sleep by itself. You're not retraining your brain to heal itself, the body to heal itself. You are just giving, when you give GABA, is no different. A GABA supplement or a dopamine supplement or melatonin supplement, it is no different from you giving medication. So when you take Ambien, Lunesta, Wellbutrin to sleep, once you stop, the insomnia comes back, right? That's what I mean by fixing the problem. None of those medications fix the problem because once you stop, your insomnia comes back. The same is the case with supplements. When you give, dopamine, GABA, melatonin, once you stop those supplements, your insomnia comes back. That's a difference of Chinese herbs. This formula, 天王补心丹, and also all these four formulas that I'm going over, they actually address the root cause, which is the organ dysfunction. They help your adrenals function better. Your adrenals help you balance your hormones. So if you really want to, if the root cause is an organ dysfunction, then if you want to fix it, don't you fix the organ, right? What's happening is the organ is dysfunctioning, which is causing, a a imbalance in serotonin, dopamine, and GABA. And so instead, other practitioners, what they do is they give you this, the serotonin, dopamine, GABA, which they don't do anything to address the adrenals. Okay, giving ashwagandha does not fix the adrenals. Okay, that they may tell you that, but it doesn't fix it. And what I mean by fix it is, does it help your adrenals regulate your neurotransmitters, your hormones by itself again, by itself, without outside interference, without supplements, herbs, and medication, right? Okay. This formula also helps with your mood, anti-anxiety, antidepressant, right? Again, because it helps balance the neurotransmitters. It protects your hippocampal neurons and enhances something called BDNF, brain-derived neurotrophic factor, right? And it improves neuroplasticity. So first of all, the hippocampus is where where it regulates our emotions, it regulates our memory, it regulates our learning. So it helps protect your memory, your emotion regulation neurons, nerve cells. It enhances BDNF. What is that? BDNF is like fertilizer for your brain cells. Okay. So you want more of this, right? You want BDNF to fertilize your brain cells so they grow properly. Just like your plant. If you're going to grow a plant, grow a flower, you need to fertilize it with the right nutrition, right? So this formula helps fertilize your brain cells. It's cardioprotective, improves the muscles in your heart, right? Reduces heart attack damage, okay? The heart-brain interaction, it supports a vagal tone and calms your sympathetic overactivation, helping relieving palpitations and anxiety. So sympathetic is the opposite is parasympathetic. What you need to know is fight or flight. You've probably heard of this. Fight or flight or rest and digest. You, in this situation, when your sympathetic is overacting, you are in the fight or flight. So think about it. If you are in fight or flight, like your fight or flight, you're running away from a dog. A dog is chasing you, going to bite you. You are in fight or flight. Are you going to be sleepy? No, you're not, because you're running away from the dog, right? You don't want to get bit. So only when you are in rest and digest, which is the parasympathetic, then you can sleep, right? And so what this formula does is it supports your vagal tone, right? So the vagal tone is an activity of your vagus nerve, which is the main component of your parasympathetic. Like I just said, you want your parasympathetic to be activated. So when you have a high vagal tone, your parasympathetic, your body shifts to parasympathetic, rest and digest. It shifts easily into relaxation and stress. When you have a low vagal tone, your body is reduced parasympathetic. So it's harder for you to calm down. You're like agitated, right? Have you ever felt like when you're agitated, it's hard for you to fall asleep? That's because your sympathetic nervous system is activated and your parasympathetic is not, and you have a low vagal tone. Okay. Stress hormone regulation. So this formula, Heavenly Emperor Heart Supplement, it also normalizes hyperactive hypothalamic pituitary adrenal activity, lowering excess cortisol and stress states. So what do you need to know about that? In layman's terms, this formula will calm down your anxiety, your cortisol surges. Anti-inflammatory. So this formula reduces the the things in your body that causes inflammation, okay? And it enhances antioxidant enzyme activity, protects the nerves and the muscles in your heart. Immunomodulatory balances Th1 and Th2, very similar to this formula up here, okay? You'll notice that all of these formulas have the same pharmacological effects. Similar, not same, but similar, very similar, okay? It also has a neuroprotective, so it prevents neuronal apoptosis in models of insomnia and chronic stress. So what does that mean? So this formula can help prevent your nerve cells from dying, okay, prematurely. And it's also anti-aging. So because it improves your memory, it improves learning deficits in animal studies. Why? Because you notice up here, it protects your hippocampal neurons. And what does the hippocampus do? The hippocampus is in your brain. It's the part of your brain that helps with memory formation, learning, emotion regulation. Okay, so this is second insomnia number 2, hormonal insomnia. Let's go to insomnia number 3, which is metabolic insomnia. I got the munchies, right? So what's the organ system that is dysfunctioning here? It is the spleen, right? So if you're going to look from an anatomy and physiology book, or if you're going to look at Western medicine, this will make zero sense. Okay. And again, like I said, Western medicine is behind in research in regards to how each organ in our body functions. So the spleen, right, can affect your sleep because it affects digestion. So the formula we use in our clinic at Achieve Integrative Health is called Gui Pi Wan. In English, it means restore the spleen pill. Okay. So think about it. If you're hungry, is it gonna be harder for you to fall asleep? Or if you have acid reflux and that acid is burning your throat, is it gonna wake you up? Is it gonna affect your sleep? Absolutely, right? So that's what I mean by metabolic. Or if you're bloated, gassy, or maybe your partner's gassy and they're stinking up the bedroom. Either way, right? So what does this Gui Pi Wan restore the spleen pill do? It's also, again, anti-anxiety, antidepressant. It can help improve your memory. So it gives hippocampus, right? It enhances memory and learning performance. It protects your hippocampal neurons, supports neurogenesis. So neurogenesis is creation of new nerves and create synaptic plasticity, which means this formula can help increase the production of new neurons and also new connections between your neurons, right? So our neurons, our nerve cells in our brain need to be connected to, to communicate with each other, right? So that's pretty cool, right? Here's one difference that this formula does that the other ones don't. It can help you if you have anemia, right? Blood enriching effects. It can increase your red blood cell count and your hemoglobin count, right? It improves circulation. It increases cerebral blood flow. So basically, blood flow to your brain specifically, which can reduce fatigue, mental fog. Improves digestion. Like I said, the spleen, and 3,000 years ago, they found out that the spleen is involved in digestion. Western medicine still has not caught up in research. But hopefully they will in the next 20, 30 years. But it improves your appetite, digestion, and nutrient absorption. Energy metabolism, it helps you regulate your blood sugar, your fat, reduces fatigue. So if you're tired, say you wake up, you sleep, and you just wake up tired and brain fog, this may be the formula for you. Immunomodulation, this is more in alignment with Western medicine. So in Western medicine, the spleen is involved with your immune system, your lymphatic system, your immune system, right? So therefore, it enhances your fighter troops, right? The troops that protect your body. And it balances out, it lowers the things in your body, the proteins in your body that cause inflammation. So it has antioxidant, okay? It increases your antioxidant enzymes and reduces oxidative stress. The HPA axis modulation, basically, again, similar to the formula up here, the Heavenly Emperor Heart Pill. It helps you modulate, normalize stress so that your body doesn't freak out and secrete, a ton of cortisol, right? That's your body freaking out. So this helps your body not to freak out. All right. And the fourth and the last, psychiatric insomnia. Okay. This is am I going crazy? Do you think I'm going crazy? Right? The organ dysfunction here is heart. It is your heart organ system. The formula we use is called 酸枣仁汤. The English name is sour jujube decoction. And actually, even though they say sour, right, it's actually sweet. Okay, the herb is actually sweet. So what does it do? It improves sleep latency, total time sleep quality in both animal and human studies. So hard to fall asleep, can't stay asleep, this formula can help. If you think you're going crazy, okay? It enhances GABAergic transmission, okay? Which basically GABA is an inhibitory transmitter, right? It's like the brake system. It's a brake system. It's like when you're about to freak out, GABA kicks in. It's like you slam on the brakes and it calms your neural activity down, right? And it helps modulate serotonin, the feel-good neurotransmitter. It also has anti-anxiety and antidepressant effects, okay? It increases hippocampal BDNF. Remember what that is? That is fertilizer for your brain cells, okay? So this is a fertilizer. 酸枣仁汤 can fertilize your brain cells, specifically your hippocampal campus area, which helps with your learning, your mood, right? Uh, neuroprotection. It protects neurons from oxidative stress. So it helps your nerve cells from dying prematurely, improves memory, learning, again, stress related aging models. It helps regulate your heart. Okay. Improves autonomic balance by enhancing vagal tone. So it increases your vagal tone, right? Helps regulate your heart. Stress buffering helps stabilize sympathetic overactivation. So, when you think you're freaking out, right? Your heart's gonna be pounding, you're gonna feel restless, right? Of course, you're not gonna want to fall asleep, right? This will calm that down. It also can reduce inflammation. Helps with antioxidant, and then again, it helps regulate, making sure your body doesn't freak out and secrete so much cortisol, which floods your body with sugar, which wakes you up. Okay. So this can help you with that as well. Right. So these are the main four, okay, insomnias, right? Emotional, hormonal, metabolic, psychiatric, right? These are the main four. Now, here in our clinic, is it you identify, oh, I'm only emotional. So what if I'm emotional? What if I am emotional and I'm freaking out and I think I'm going crazy? Do I have two types of insomnia? Absolutely. You could have all four types of insomnia, right? And we would give you all four of those formulas. That's why it's important for you to find a practitioner who can assess you properly, diagnose you, okay, to see which organs are dysfunctioning, right? So these are the main four. Could there be more? Absolutely, right? Now you may be thinking, well, how do I know if I am in emotional insomnia? How do I know if I'm a metabolic insomnia, right? I know this is a solution. Jimmy, you just shared the solution, but how do I know which one fits me, my type of insomnia? If you're interested in it, put a comment down below in this video. Let me know, and I can help you. I have a process, right, that you can help you understand which type of insomnia you are leaning towards. In our clinic, we have a specific diagnostic tool that I created. It's called functional pulse diagnosis, and we have to do it. And only my clinic knows how to do this. And so we can determine which organ system is dysfunctioning. And that's why we get so great results very quickly, because we can immediately identify the root cause and then start fixing the root cause. Now, if you're watching this, obviously if you can't come to Austin, Cedar Park, Texas, to our clinic, then I still want to help you. There are ways that can help you. It's not going to be as accurate as my functional pulse diagnosis, but it can help you, guide you to the right direction, right? So let me know if you want that process of how to figure out which of these four insomnias your body is currently suffering with. Let me know below. If I don't see any comments about people wanting to know this process of how do I know which of these four types of insomnia I have, then I won't say it. I won't do a video about it. But if you want me to do it, let me know, comment below. All right. See you at the next video.